Not yet, closer. Almost there. It says, yeah. Oh, and it says closer. Closer. Yeah. That would be closer. We are the champ.
I'm sorry, right in front of you.
No, yeah, the invitation is out. True.
Is my mic working? Is this one working? Let me double check.
What is that?
Don't look like my camera is working. Can you guys see me? No.
Nope.
All right, let me
You should angle it down too, so it looks at your face.
give me let me unplug this and plug it back in. How's that? No? Can you guys see me at all? I can see everyone. Looks like you can hear me.
No.
I unplugged it twice. I'm gonna try and just sign out coming back in maybe. I don't know.
Somebody in the chat, chop. Type in the chat, Drew.
You can't see it. It's on his phone.
Oh, it'll pop up maybe.
I can see you guys.
Say no bueno.
Let me stop it. Start it again.
The audio is choppy. Let's go against gangster. Ear, Toby. Chop and choppy.
Can you see me now? You can.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Mike,
Hey, here.
you can't hear though.
You can't hear that. I think Ashley.
I can hear you.
All right, you guys, maybe if everybody muted up real quick.
If everybody muted up real quick. Maybe it's ours. Maybe it is.
Everybody mute your phone.
Your phone.
There we go. How about now? You were giving thumbs down. Thumbs down. Thumbs down, really? Everyone's saying thumbs down. Well, Christina and Melissa are like, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean?
I think
Mason's
it's
good.
good.
So it's just the office over there? Okay. That's probably Drew's fault then. All right, Gio's saying we're better now. Is it better now? Okay. All right. Sorry about that. I have no clue. I've never had this happen with this computer or camera. All right, there it goes again. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna All right, well, let's get through it so we can, hopefully you guys can hear me and we'll get through some of the notes here and rock today. I wanted to kind of get rid of all the meetings this week so we could just focus on ending the month. And then I was talking to Gio and he's like, let's just do a quick huddle halftime. It'll be good to get everybody together, kind of see where we're at, what we need to do to close out the month. So what I wanted to do is something a little different, is to get our commitments on 4 levels. And I'd like us to focus on this stuff moving forward. And it's really 5 levels. Okay. As a leader, you have to be able to control your business and you have to be able to direct your business into the direction it needs to go. If your business is not going in the direction that you need it to go right now, let's get control of those reins. Okay. And let's rein this thing in here. There's going to be all kind of push and pull and we're going to get pulled left. We're going to get pushed right. We're going to get told to speed up, slow down. Your agents are going to try and tell you stuff. It don't matter what the agents say. Okay. What matters is you're the leader and you know what you need to do to get your business where it needs to go. Okay. So we've went over this numbers a bunch of times, but I want to hone in on them a little bit more today because this is the way you can control your business, right? If you want to be at a certain level, at a certain stage, producing a certain amount by a certain time, there's going to be fixed numbers that you're going to have to execute in order for this to get done. I do not want, like my son growing up, thinking that if he does 1 set of push-ups, 25 push-ups, that it's going to be good enough. That's false. That's accomplished. That's like thinking you can do, but he's going to win the bench pressing contest. He's not going to do 1 set of 25 push-ups and win the bench pressing contest. That's called a false sense of reality. Does that make sense? That would be like you thinking that you're going to blow up a team and have the #1 RGA deal, the #1 MGA team in the company, but we get 2 hires a week. I don't want you to get 2 hires a week, but think that you're going to be #1 on stage for the bench pressing contest. Because what's going to happen at the end is you're going to lose. My son's going to lose. He's going to be like, Daddy, what happened, man? I thought I was going to win the bench pressing contest. I said, I don't know, man. I permitted it. I told him, yeah, keep doing 25 push-ups a week. He get effect. No. So the point is we have to make sure that we have an idea of like reality, basically, and don't get upset if you expect it to be doing $20,000 a week right now, but I go back in the last 3 months, you coded 3 people. The numbers are the numbers. It's just the way that it is. So what you got to do is you got to drown out all the noise. Drown it out. Get rid of all that white noise. Get rid of all the static. What's he saying? Wolf of Wall Street. When he talks to Matthew McConaughey and he takes them to lunch, right? He's like, you got all these digits and all these get going on all the time. We got to drown that out. You got to quiet that out. And you got to focus on what's really important to control your business. How about this? How about this? Okay. You code 4 people a month. Watch them put $3,000 a week into your bank account without you doing shit, without you going in the field and writing no business. You submitted 0 e-apps for the week. 0 e-apps. That's what I'm talking about. All you got to do is slap 4 of them right on that report. Because you guys know a report comes out every month, and that's where you win or lose. And you know what everybody's looking at? What report do you look at the end of the month? Everybody looks at it. The P&P. The P&P. Everybody should be sitting around on the 30th or 31st of the month, waiting for the month to change. This month, I think it'll be Tuesday, the 31st. Oops. Tuesday the 31st is the very last day for us to submit business. And the time on that is 3:30 Central. So just make sure that all of your business and your corrections and everything are in. Normally we have till Wednesday, but this week our cutoff is going to be on Tuesday if you want it to count for August and show up on your August P&P. Now we could send Wednesday, but that will count for September, but it'll count for the following for this week's pay still. That makes sense? So I don't know. Let's say you got a correction and you couldn't get it in time on Tuesday, but you get it on Wednesday. You'll still get paid on it this week, but just know that's going towards your September P&P numbers. That's all the difference is. Okay. But on Wednesday the 1st, we should all be, checking our thing as soon as we wake up, see if our P&P came up, right? So everybody looks at their P&P at the beginning of every month, and that's kind of a snapshot of how you did last month, okay? But that's not the report as a leader that we really need to be focused on to determine, my business growth, right? So, for the MGAs, they keep a goal and commitment tracker. Okay. And I'm going to share it with you actually, so you guys can start to see, because, I don't want everyone to stay. If you're an essay, I don't want you still just stay in essay stuff. I want you to start growing a little bit here. So you can start vision casting and looking at, hey, what's it look like when I'm the GA? When I'm a GA, what's it look like when I'm the MGA? Right. And structure wise, what's it look like? What's it look like? When you're an agent, what's your team look like? When I was an agent and there was nobody on my team, I was the president and CEO of the Vena agency. But I was the leader, I was the manager, and I was the producer. I was all 3. So I had to have 3 different hats on at any stage of the game. But I couldn't just wear one hat. I couldn't just wear the producer hat when it was just me. It was all me. But imagine I ran around and just wore the producer hat all the time. I'm the only one running my business. So who was managing the show? Who was leading the ship? Who was driving the ship? If all I did is run around with a producer all day. So I had to take my producer hat off when it was just me, myself, and I had to change to the manager, and I had to go into my day and make sure I managed my days. I had to make sure I put my manager hat on and managed certain situations, But I also had to take my manager hat off, and I had to put my leadership cap on for a minute and say, who the heck's steering the ship up top? is this thing even going in the right direction? Right? So there's a couple things you can look at in regards to just seeing the direction of your ship, you know? And in the four, we'll call them five, but the four things I always game plan, I look at, I coach myself up, I seek coaching in these areas, okay? Is number one, it's hires, codes, submitting agents, then ALP. And the fifth is leadership development. They say if you're at the top and you're by yourself, you haven't taken enough people with you. So leadership development is how many people can you get to the top as well. They say that if you're a leader, but no one's following you, then what? You're just going for a walk. So recruit is the other motto that goes right along with this now. Okay. It's how do I run my business on a daily basis? This is leadership. It goes like this: hire, hires, then what? After you hire somebody, then what do we got to do? As fast as we get them hired is as fast as we need to what? Get them coded. Get them coded, right? The time from when they're hired to when they get coded, the longer that period happens, the more of a decrease in the success of that person. So as a leader, your job is to make them as successful as possible. They don't know this, but I know this. I'm like, clock's ticking. Clock's ticking. They don't realize it, right? And I can't be up their rear, up their butt. I can't be on their back every day. Hey, hurry up, get your license, hurry up. Hey, don't you know the longer that you take, the less success you're going to be? I mean, I would listen, if it was my son, I would say, Tommy, okay. If you want to be successful, the most successful people, the people that are killing it in this business, the people that get in the door and they rock it, okay, they move with a sense of like urgency. See the kids that are losers. I have to explain this to my son like this. I hate saying these words to you guys, but this is the only way a kid understands shit like this, okay? The winners, the kids that we're playing football, I have to teach them this shit. Like they're doing an offensive tackle drill, right? Mason, you know about this, right? Imagine you got a guy on offense running the ball, a guy on defense has to tackle him, okay? And then there's the line of scrimmage, like my nose is the line of scrimmage, okay? All right. If the running back beats the linebacker to the line of scrimmage, 9 times out of 10, he beats the linebacker never makes the tackle. If the linebacker beats him to the line of scrimmage before the running back gets there, 9 times out of 10, the running back's going to get tackled, right? So like, I have to keep things really simple for my son. I taught him that yesterday in practice, and I was standing in line teaching all the linebackers. I didn't teach the running back. I started coaching the running back second, but I was telling the linebackers, I'm like, listen, all we do, we beat them to the line of scrimmage. You beat them. See that white line there? You get there. As soon as he starts moving, you race and beat him there first. You break down, tap. Dude, my linebackers were crushing it yesterday because we had a secret that the running backs didn't know. The running backs just got the ball and just start running to the thing. They didn't know that they had to win to get to the line. Some of them were still won because they were just fast, you know. But anyways, keeping it simple like that. So as a leader now, remember, it's hires, codes, submitting agents, ALP, and then what's the fifth thing? Leadership development, right? So, and remember, the faster, and what I'm telling you guys is because this is what I would say to a new agent. If I hired, you know, Matt Jans, and Matt Jans was my boy, I'd be like, Matt, listen, man, the people that never really do well here, or they don't even actually come in the door, they take forever to get through this course. Okay. I'm not saying it's a race, but typically the people that get through it the fastest are the most successful. So I'm just giving you this advice, you know, Let's set a goal for yourself when you can, and then you coach them up to their goal. But we got to get people through the pipeline, and everybody has to help. I mean, you can't just say, Geo, hire them, get them through the pipeline, teach them the script, you know, and then hand them over to me, right? I mean, that's probably not good, because you want to build a relationship with the people anyways. You know, I wouldn't want to just get a random person I didn't know. I'd want to get someone that I kind of build a relationship over the pipeline and stuff like that, you know? So pipeline management is huge, 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 huge. This is where you can literally start the development of your agents, you know, developing them in key areas, and starting to develop a relationship with them that we can't, I guess you'd say, I don't know, disregard, or just, you know, you have to really understand how important a relationship is. Because, you know, I think I was talking to Barry, and then I end up telling all the MGAs the same advice. I was talking to a lot of the MGAs. I'm like, you know, how are we going to get, you know, our leadership development, which, you know, I was going to get to this, but this kind of ties into it. Okay. Is the book, you know, today's modern day currency is what in business? What's the currency we're dealing with in business? No guesses? Want to put it in the chat? It ain't money. All right.
Communication.
What is it?
Communication.
Communication is a good guess. That's a good guess. It's a good guess. Communication is not really necessarily a currency. You know,
What about reading?
Modern day currency is trust. Trust.
Did
You
you
can buy some big things with trust.
How is reading a currency?
You can buy some big things with trust. Right? So trust will speed things up or slow things down. They call it the trust edge. Well, a lot of that just goes to relationships. You know, if I have a good relationship with someone, I'm going to probably trust them a little bit more than someone I barely know. Right? So, I mean, that's called like having a cup of coffee with someone, pretty much. Maybe a couple cups of coffee, you know, over an extended period of time, and then or beer. Hey, probably the beer. I mean, for some people, having a beer with them, you're going to build a better relationship than having a coffee with them, right? I'm from Pittsburgh, and there's a saying in Pittsburgh that if someone don't have a beer with you, you don't trust them. There's literally so many men and women in the city of Pittsburgh that will say, if they won't have a beer with me, I don't even trust them. It's crazy. You know, welcome to Pittsburgh. So I had to learn at an early age when I was 21, and I was a financial advisor, and I'm trying to meet with doctors and lawyers and all these people. You got to have a beer with people sometimes too, you know, to get the relationship built, you know. Now, when I was a financial advisor, my clients were people that invested money with me. So I had to get them to what? Trust me. But I was 21 years old, and I barely had, you know, a suit that fit me, you know, let alone a resume or any experience at all. So 21 that was tough. Now the clientele for us is not your clients. Your clients are really your agents, you know. And I felt like, you know, once you became a client of mine to be a financial advisor, you're a client for life. I'm going to take you from here to retirement. That was my game plan with them, you know. And now what's great is like I kind of flipped my mentality when I came to this business. And instead of my clients coming to me for financial advice on how to manage their Roth IRA, now I'm helping my clients, which is everybody that I'm ever responsible for leading, and I'm helping them financially get to retirement, you know, but get there way bigger, way better, way faster. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, I think I just realized this right now, actually, guys. I think I might have had an epiphany, like literally right now. So I've always wanted to help people get to retirement, and I never really thought about this. Like, that was my goal. I wanted to get people to retirement, get people to retirement, get people to retirement. And then it's funny how, like, I came into American Income, and it wasn't about getting people to retirement in American Income. When I first came here, it was like, this is a great way for me to make a shit ton of money and get my family set up, right? That's what I looked at it as. But now I come back at it and I'm reflecting. I'm like, dude, that's crazy. You were actually like praying, you were hoping, your goal, that was your mission, it was in your heart. That's what you wanted to do. Like, your MO was to get people to retirement. And I just realized, like, right now, that's what I'm still doing. I still get to do what I originally wanted to do, even though I left that and I stopped doing it. At least I thought I stopped doing it for the last how many years. I thought, but actually now I'm looking back at it. It's funny how, I don't know, how this happened, but he got us back into the same spot doing but instead of me taking people who are 50 and trying to get them to retire when they're 60 with $2,000 a month, I'm taking people when they're 20. We're retiring when we're 30 with $10,000 a month. So I always wanted to get people to retirement. This is the best avenue ever. So that's just a side note. I can't, I just had a little epiphany there. Somehow I gotta think a little bit more about that so I could articulate on that. However, leaders are focused on the report, like, I don't know, I don't have a copy of any reports in front of me, but, let's say you got the report. This is the report for January. Here's the report for February. Here's the report for March. Here's April's report right here. So when I look at the report, that's pretty much going to dictate where you're going and kind of dictate where you're at right now. So what are the numbers we got to get on this report? If I'm a leader and I can control something, if I could control something, right? You want to take control and force the hires that you need to get. You need to force them onto this report. So at the end of the month, it shows the number that you needed it to show. That's what I'm talking about. And then you got to force the codes. You got to force it to happen, because it's not going to happen on your own, on its own. How many of us forced some ALP before? You know how we forced it? We just worked really, really hard and we squeezed 6,000 out of the week. I don't know how the hell it happened. I set my ass off. I ran around, rolled referrals. At the end of the week, I picked my head up. I wrote 6,000. Holy crap. That was my goal. And that's what I did. How'd you make that happen? A little bit of science, a little bit of art. This is not a science. This is not an art. It's a good fine mixture of both, So some people are really artistic and some people are really scientific, right? Both growing up. You kind of got to be a mixture of both on this. You got to apply some science, a little bit of math is involved, right? So at the end of the month, just like an agent, just like when you're an agent, you can put your mind to write 4,000 this week and somehow magically you write 4,200. How the heck did that happen? When you become a leader, we got to go into the same mode, but it has to be a monthly number that's broken down weekly. So if I need to get 12 hires this month, that's the report. I need this report to come out at the end of the month. I needed to show me 12 hires. Then I also know that on the weekly report, when the weekly report comes out, weekly report needs to show 3 hires a week, And then I'm coaching this up though, and making sure, like, it's like you're obsessed with it. Like, hey, all right, week 1's down. How many hires did we get, guys? We got 1 hire. So 1 hire out of week 1, we needed 3. So we got to make up those 2. This week we need 3. We got to make up those 2 this week. We got to get 5 this week. And you're on top of your numbers and you're coaching them up on a weekly basis with a high sense of urgency and an obsession, because you got to be like, dude, we got to go. If this report comes out at the end of the month and it don't say 12 on it, I don't know what I'm going to do. We got to have that sense as a leader. It got to be important to you, So hires got to be that on the report. Then we got to go to codes. If I know that I need 3 codes for the month I want to get for my team, then I got to be on top of that. Hey, who's in the pipeline? What's going on with Joey? When's his license coming in? All right, perfect. When can I? All right, and I got to make sure I get these new people in the door because I got to grow by 3 people this month in order to get me to my goals. Hires, codes, and then submitting agents. Submitting agents is I got to grow that number is the key. You got to grow your submitting agent number. So, and then you got to make sure everybody's submitting as well. So if I asked, like, what's your hire goal for this week? What's your hire goal for the month? What's your submitting agent goal for the week? Everybody should have these numbers all, in front of us and coaching them up. So I want to make sure that we all are getting on this, because when you become an MGA, this is what it's all about. It's all about getting the numbers onto the report. Okay. Without getting the numbers onto the report, we're just kind of hoping and wishing that somehow we just magically do better than the playbook says we need to get 4 hires, but we think we're going to get it done off of 2. It's not going to happen, right? So we got to get the numbers on. Then if we're doing the numbers, here's the other thing though. Remember this, it's not foolproof. You can do all the numbers. I've had managers, MGAs do all the numbers, but they run a poor show. They run a not good team. Their scripts are bad. Their inspection of the number one, the bad scripts are bad, and then they don't even inspect them. So the inspection is even worse. The training's bad. No one's leading from the front. Everybody's waiting for somebody else to make, that you can do all the hiring, but put them into a bad script and a bad culture, and all these numbers, you're going to be upset as well. I will tell you, you could probably hire less than this and get the results if you work with personals and you're a superstar. So there are averages, but then there are people that do a little bit lower than average and achieve bigger numbers. And there are people that do average or above and achieve lower numbers because of their systems that they implement, Does that make sense? Okay. So what's the way to cheat the system? Which we're not trying to cheat the system. I want to overdo it. If it says I need, 10 hires, I want to get 15. But if you have to get 10 and you want to cheat the system and get 7, what's the way to cheat the system and get 7? Have them 7 be personals. If those 7 are personals, a personal typically we would say counts as like three hires, 3 resume hires, 3 job form hires. So that's a way to cheat the system. So now we're looking at hires, codes, submitting agents on a weekly basis. Everybody got to submit a piece of business if they're on your team. Okay. Can't go a whole week of work and not submit. So let's coach this up. I don't know if we're coaching it up for people to get these deals. Like I know we're swinging for the fences sometimes, but you got to take take one for the team, lean into a pitch and get beamed by the pitch, and we need you to get on base. You get on base, I'll knock you in. Just get on base. You can't burn it out for us. So take a pitch if you have to. What does that mean? Sign them up for a head start. Sign them up for 1,000 of whole life and 200,000 of ADB. When I meet with people, I establish with them that they need life insurance. Like by the end, there's no question about it. The only thing they always tell me is the same bullshit they tell everybody else. Oh, I really need to think about it. I don't know if we can afford it. Right? Okay, great. I know you need to think about the $260 check. I know that you feel like you can't afford a $260 check. But one thing you do know is what? You need life insurance. Most of my clients say, Tommy, I'm glad you came. I didn't realize this. I know I need this, but I just can't afford it. I know I need this, but we just need to think about it. Right? Most of my clients know they need it. So if they know they need it, but they need to think about it, okay, great. while you think about it, here's what we can do. Okay. We'll get you set up with the Head Start programs for the kids. Let me explain to you how this works. Here's what we're going to do today. That's the phrase that pays. If you're not saying that in a home, you're not leading them. Okay, great, Joe. So here's what we're going to do today for you. Here's what we're going to do today. And then a lot of times I follow it up with, we're going to get your foot in the door, but we're going to keep it comfortable at the same time. While you think about it, okay, what we'll do is we'll get you set up with an accidental death benefit. God forbid if something were to happen to you from now until whenever, okay, until you get your coverage in place, you have $200,000 of accidental death benefit, okay? Now, let me tell you, Joe, can I explain to you why this is important? Gio, what sells? Gio knows. You know, I'm going to say everybody, but I know Gio knows the answer. So I'm going to give everybody a chance to say this. What sells?
Stories sell.
Stories sell. Stories sell. Stories sell. Don't forget that. You got to be a storyteller. Don't forget that, man. My life, I've gotten so many things accomplished because of my storytelling. Gio, what was the most recent story one I was telling you about? What was it? Can't remember what it was. Oh, I think it was my second opinion. So here's, that was it.
Surgery.
So I'm supposed to get surgery today, guys. Major surgery. Okay. I'm horrible with this stuff. So anyways, I went and got a second opinion. And I liked the guy better than the first guy. And he told me, you need to get this done ASAP. It's already been like a month, you know, bad. I'm dumb. I should have, I don't know. And he's like, so I'll do it Monday. So I got to get my surgery Monday, guys. I'm not going to be there for the kickoff of September 6th. So I'm upset about that. But we should have the poster ordered. The brackets will be out. You know, we're going to announce them on Monday. You guys can announce that. But Monday will be a fun meeting. Everybody usually gets good feedback from our March Madness and September Sickness meeting because they never really see anything like that. Like, how many times do you show up for work on a Monday and they got like, you know, March Madness music playing and they're announcing people's names and stuff like that. So that's a great one for pipeline. Great one to get your pipeline there. It actually works out pretty good. I think we have some guests coming from out of town this weekend to be there for the meeting on Monday, which once again stinks. I can't be there. But anyways, so I'm getting surgery on Monday. But I called and the lady's like, oh, you want to see Dr. Bush? Because this is the guy that referred me. Guy in my neighborhood referred me to go to this guy, Bush. Okay. So I go, he's like, Dr. Bush ain't available till September 8th. I'm like, oh no, you know, and I start like getting a little emotional. I put the emotion in my voice. I was like, oh no. I was like, it's just, it's just a situation here that, you know, I went and saw a doctor and I told him how I saw the doctor. I didn't feel good about it. I'm very nervous. You know, I'm losing sleep over this. And I got it scheduled Thursday and I'm like, I really want to get a second opinion. Dr. Bush has come highly recommended from my neighbors. One of my neighbors played for the Chicago White Sox. You know, I didn't necessarily say that the neighbor from the White Sox referred me, but I just said, you know, one of my neighbors referred me over to you guys. And then I threw in there, I was like, plus one of my neighbors used to play for the White Sox. And I don't know, you know, but then anyways, and then I was like, I was throwing everything at her. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. Is there any way I'll come there whenever? And this was, I called them like 8 in the morning as soon as I opened up. So they called me back like 3 hours later and they were to get me in the same day. She goes like this. She goes, she went from like, you know, sitting behind her desk going, oh, well, all we have is September 8th is the earliest. I tell her a story and now all of a sudden I can be there today at 1 o'clock. I thought there were no tables open at the restaurant. Oh, we're full. Okay, my wife never been here before. We've been trying to come here for a long time and we're actually I'm leaving tomorrow, and we're not going to be back here for, I don't know, who knows how long. Here's an extra $50. Any way you can get us a table? He goes like this. He goes, follow me. Didn't you just tell me there were no tables? Didn't she just say he wasn't able to meet me until when? September 8th. I tell her what? What did I tell her? A story. All of a sudden, we got a table. I tell her a story. All of a sudden, I could be there today at 1 o'clock. This is how you're going to get what you need to get in life. I've gotten my son out of the hospital because of my massive skilling and storytelling skills. Selling and storytelling skills. That's a word to try and say that. So I don't even know why did I go into the story. I can't remember why the heck I even went into the story analogy. Okay. But getting back onto I guess we'll just get back onto the leadership track real quick, right? Is if
Tony, you were going over, that was fire you're going over. You said that the client will either say, I want to think about it, can't afford it. They know that they need it, but,
yeah.
and then you're some juice.
Oh yeah, the story. Okay. All right. So I don't know if you guys know this, but you know, we work with a lot of unions. Okay. And one of our union members was actually working like down in the sewer. And I guess what happened is he fell, bumped his head, and there was some sort of gas that was leaking down there. And he breathed it in, or maybe he breathed it in and he fell and bumped his head and passed away. The gentleman was 33 years old with a wife and kids. Now, he had $30,000 of whole life coverage with our company to make sure that his funeral was taken care of. And I'll tell you, our company paid that out immediately. But the only problem with that is that's all our company paid his family. And what the concern for me was I look back at this is like, this gentleman was 33 years old. Statistically, the chances of anybody passing away before they retire, statistically, it's going to be due to an accident more than any other cause. And for the client, for him to add $50,000 of accidental coverage to his program would have costed them $4 a month. So for an extra $4 a month, his wife, instead of getting $30,000, would have got $80,000. And I think it would have made a significant, I know it would have made a significant difference for that family. So basically, Joe, anytime I meet any family that's young, okay, I make sure that they at least have some accidental coverage for themselves. Okay, especially after that happened, and especially that it could, I mean, we're literally talking about $1, like $1 a week. And their family missed out on 50,000. So what we'll do for you today, okay, is while you think about, you know, the whole program, I understand. I know you can, maybe we could work into, you guys figure out, we could get you in. Well, I'll make sure I get your foot in the door today. And what I can set you up with the max, okay, they'll allow us to do would be 200,000. Okay. And that'll be like $16 a month. All right. So we'll get you set up with that. And dude, if they can afford $20 a month. If they can't afford $20 a month, then they ain't sold on you. Okay. They don't got an issue. You got an issue. It's not them. You gotta sell them on you. You know what I'm saying? They're not dumb. They're not stupid. It's not like, oh, it's you didn't sell them on you. Cause I mean, come on. Right. So that's an easy way. Everybody should be like making a sale. Like put some paint where it ain't. Right. Who used to say that? Who said that? I think Snoop Dogg gave that advice to Cat Williams before he went on stage. We bought the Cat Williams special one time and watched it. It's hilarious. It's an old school one where he's talking about death and all that, if you know what I'm talking about. But beforehand, he's riding like a limo with Snoop Dogg, and Snoop Dogg gives him like a pump up speech. He's like, come on, nephew. You know how he's like, don't be nervous. Give the people the service. He's like, you got to get out. You got to put some paint where it ain't. So I don't know. But anyways, we got to put some paint where it ain't. We got to make sure that people are submitting some business, you know? So another way to make sure people are submitting business is head starts. Head starts are such an easy sell. And hey, they're going to pay us renewals for the longest. You know, you want your kids getting some renewals, right? That's the head start, baby. Head starts sell themselves, right? Anybody got a rate book? What's the cash value at 65 for let's do a female 3-year-old. What do we sell them? 25,000, right? There's a 15 and a 25, I believe. The whole life and then the preferred. So 25,000 cash value at 65 is what?
23,200.
What?
No.
Mason is paid up.
9,000, I believe.
9,104.
Okay, quality control manager.
We just giving them a little extra umph on their policy.
Okay, so 9,000, how much? 300 or something?
9,104.
9,104. So you go, like, as you say, Joe, okay, the way this program's going to work for you, okay, is for your daughter. She's going to be covered for $25,000 of whole life coverage. First, you got to, like, I build it up first. I say, so Joe and Mary, our company has just come out with this program called the Head Start program. Okay. And what this does, okay, is it allows kids to get a head start on their life and on their life insurance. And typically you have to wait until you're 18, you know, and you're an adult to be able to get life insurance for yourself. Well, this actually allows parents to put whole life coverage on their children before they're 18, because you know what they figured? They figured that when's the best time for you to get life insurance? Well, the younger you are, the better it's going to be, because, you know, number one, what happens to the cost of insurance as you get older? It only goes up. So if you could lock in when you're young, it's going to be the best. But also the programs build cash inside of them. So if you're going to start saving money for the future, should you start saving now or later? So this is the reason one of the reasons they set it up. Now, there's other companies out there, you know, and you don't even have to hit on this, but if they ever mention a Gerber or something like that, you know, and they might even say something, oh, it's kind of like the Gerber grow up plan, or you know, if you want to throw that in there, I don't even drop it, but it just let you guys know, it's kind of like the Gerber grow up plan, but ours is way better. Ours is way better. Ours crushes them. If they do have Gerber and they got Gerber 3 years ago, you can still beat their rates today. That's pretty cool, right? Normally, if someone got insurance 3 years ago, I mean, it's going to be hard to beat them rates at that point, right? I think 5 years, you're still beating their rates on the Gerbers, you know? So anyways, that's a little side note. So you tell the story first, you get them engaged, right? You say, so this actually allows parents to set their children up with whole life insurance, whole life coverage. Try not to say insurance, try to say coverage, whole life coverage, when before they reach age 18. So for you, Joe, the way this is going to work, okay, it's going to cover your daughter. She'll be set up for $25,000 of whole life coverage from now until forever. Okay, so whenever she passes away, when she's 90 years old, it's going to go to their family. Okay, also what it's going to do is going to build cash value inside her program. See, don't call them policies either. It's going to build cash inside of her program, And over time, if you look, I even show them the book. I pull up the book. I'm like, see, if you look right here, at age 65, she's going to have $9,107 of cash in her policy. This is guaranteed to be there. So I show them that. And I'll say, now, if you think about it though, Joe, if you wanted to save $9,100 for her, so when she was 65, how much would we have to save? Well, let's see here. If you're 60, from age 3 to age 65 is how many years? Quality control manager is what? 62, right? So quality control Mason, if you wanted to save $9,100 by the time you were age 65, but you're 3. So you got to save for how many years? 62 years, right? How much money would you have to save per year?
Almost $13.
No, per year.
That's per month.
$156.
151, yeah. So like 152.
152. So you'd have to save $152 a year. And this is how you phrase it to the client. You say, so Joe, if you saved $152 a year from age 3 to age 65, we would have about $9,100 saved up, right? Okay. Well, in order to save $153 a year, most people don't really just save like $100 once a year. Most people, when they do their savings, they usually set up savings to do it like monthly. So if you were to do $153 a year, then you'd have that would basically be what? About $13 a month. $13 a month. So the way this program's going to work is it's going to put $13 a month into the program, $156 a year, and at the end you're going to have $9,100. Okay, so this is going to grow at about $13 a month. Does that make sense, Joe? Okay, great. Now, if you look over here, okay, how much does it cost per month, Mason? No GIO, just the life insurance. No GIO.
That'd be around 848. 1015 with GI.
Yep. So for this right here, $8.48 a month. See, I pitch it on the 848. I don't pitch it on the GIO. Because this is what the program is. Every time you put 848 into this program, your cash is going to grow by $13. Imagine if you went down to the bank and you said, I want to start saving $8 a month for my kid. And they said, oh, we got a great program. Every time you put $8 in, we're going to put another 5. You put 8, boom, we'll turn it into 13 every time. Would you put money in that bank account? Right? Here's the best thing about this program though, okay, is if you put money into the bank and then you pass away, let's say you did it for 2 months and you pass away, you're going to have 20 some bucks. Here, you put money into this bank, you put $8, it grows by 13, but if you pass away, the bank account turns into 25,000. Now, Joe, if you do $8 a month for the next 65 years, 8 times 12 is what? $100. So $100 a year for 65 years, you're going to put about $6,500 into this program. And number one, if you pass away at any point in time, the family gets 25,000. That's a win-win. You could take the cash value out and you put 6,500 in, but you take 9,100 out. What did it cost you? If you put 6,500 in, but you take 9,100 out, what did it cost you for the program? And they look at you like, what do you mean? Nothing, right? I'm like, exactly. You actually got paid. So now she takes $90 some $100 out. You put 6,500 in, you're plus what? $2,500, right? $2,600. You just made $2,600. Okay. And when you pass away, your family is going to get what? About 16 grand. So you just got paid $2,500 to do what? To leave your family with 16 grand. Say, hey, do you want to leave your family with $16,000? Do you want to do that? Hey, I have a job for you. I have a job for you. Here's a job. Your job is to leave your family with $16,000. Okay, I'll take that job. What are you paying? Well, we're going to pay you about $2,500. What's the risk? No risk, guaranteed. That's pretty cool. But let's just say they don't want to pay another nickel. So you say you put 6,500 in, and when she reaches 65, you just say, we don't want to pay anymore. What's the paid up option? 23 grand. You put in 6, your family gets 23. That's like 4 times your money. I just literally showed you how to triple your money, quadruple your money. Guaranteed. So the reason they set this up is because, because it's a win-win situation, blah, 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 right? I don't see how they could not get their kids set up for that. Now, I went over everything, guys. I want you to know you don't need to go over everything. You don't need to go over all of that, I would keep it simple, and I would just be like, look, you're going to have $9,100. In order to have $9,100 on your own, you'd have to save $13 a month every month for the next 62 years, right? But if you passed away, you know what you'd have? Whatever you put in there. So blah, blah. And then the Head Start should sell itself. So that's the way we should be getting these submitting agents. Everybody on a team should at least submit something. Good Lord. You know what I mean? So that's it. Hires, coach, submitting agents. And then if you have submitting agents, the ALP take care of itself. Still got to coach it. But the ALP should take care of itself. How are we going to get leadership development done? Leadership development is going to come from us personally recruiting. That's where it's going to come from. Why? Because of the trust edge. For someone to get in the business and develop themselves into a leader fast, they're going to have to move fast. In order for them to move fast, we're going to have trust going. And the trust, it's a lot easier if somebody already knows you. Like for me, if I played football with someone in high school or college, and then we got into business together, I already know them. They already know me, So we don't have to go through that whole feeling each other out phase, which is time. You can move a lot quicker. So I think if you wanted to develop your next wave of leaders, you're going to have to consider getting some personals in here to follow you. Now, honestly, there's enough time in the year for everybody here to get on their horse, and you could be an MGA by the end of the year, no matter who you are on this call right now. Literally, you can go make that happen. That's how fast you can change it. You know what? If you can't be an MGA by the end of the year, you can put yourself in position to do so, for sure. There's 4 months left. It's a long time. I started in July of 2008 when I was 24 years old. We had July, August, September. By October, I had 13 submitting agents doing $70,000 a month. That was when I was 25 years old, and everybody had to drive everywhere. 4 months. We didn't need to be an MGA. 180,000 over 3 months, which is what? 60,000 a month. 60,000 a month is 15,000 a week. 15,000 a week is like 10 agents. How are we going to get there as a leader? So knowing the numbers, going back to the leadership thing, leadership development is going to be me going out, getting a personal recruit, bringing them into the business and saying, you're coming to the top with me, buddy. We're going to get you in here now. This is what you tell people. Say, we got to get you in now. Okay. For the back half of 2021, we're going to lay a foundation for the foundation. For 2022, we're going to build. And in 2023, you're going to make $250,000. That's what you need to tell people. And then you need to get 5 people to say, yeah, I want to do that. How's that sound to you? Listen, I can't taste the get rich quick. And we're not going to walk in here tomorrow and start making $250,000. Okay. But we got the recipe. We got the system. We got the opportunity. The opportunity is now. And if you do this right, if we do this right, we can get this set up for the back half of 2021, get you in, get your foundation laid. 2022, we build. And in 2023, you're going to make $250,000. How's that sound? Get a little thing maybe like this, right? And just walk around the mall and be like, hello, how are you doing, sir? Are you interested in making $250,000? This is a serious question. Yeah. Okay, great. What's your name? Can I get your email address and phone number? Okay, perfect. Would it be okay if I contacted you about this? I'm serious. Are you serious? How serious? Serious as a heart attack? Sounds pretty serious to me. Okay, great. I'll give you a call. Walk down the street. Hey, do you want to make $250,000? No, I'm serious. Are you serious? I'm talking about making $250,000. I don't got time for this. Yes or no? All right, no, peace. You want to make $250,000? You? All right, come on, boom. What's so hard about that? Why don't we do that? I'm about to go do that. And then I'm going to say, well, what are you talking about? I'm going to get you in 2021. We're going to what? Lay the foundation. In 2022, we're going to do what? We're going to build. And in 2023, you're going to make $250,000. But you got to be ready, willing, and able to do whatever I tell you to do. Everybody knows about the guru. Everybody knows about the guru, right? Come on. Talking about being a millionaire. You meet the guru out on the beach. What's he do? What the guru do? He takes him out into the water, right? And the guru holds his head under the water. Why? He says, when you were underwater, you only wanted to do one thing. What? Breathe. So when you want to be successful as bad as you want to breathe, that's when you're going to start to be successful. So you got to come in and you got to be ready, willing, and able to do whatever, whenever, wherever, however it needs to be done. If we need to cut our hair and dye it green, I'm ready to go. If that's what it takes to be a millionaire, I got to do it, I guess. Chop me up, chip me up, chisel me out, coach. I'm moldable, pliable, viable. So what? That's how you're going to get your next level leaders. That's where they're going to come from. You got to go get them. So I'll be, looking over the next few months to start, finding some people that I can develop into leaders, and whether they're personals or not, you got to always be looking for that. However, personals just tend to be the way they get into leadership a lot faster than resume hires. It's just the way that it works. Okay. I was like, Christina was not a personal, but she feels like a personal. Christina was pretty much a personal. So when you look at even most of the leaders, even on the call, there's the high level of personal relationship with everybody here, So anyways, that's the leadership side. So we got to make sure we win on the hires on this report. Okay. So the month of September is going to come up here in a couple of days. So we got to start zoning in on what do we want to do in September. So I'm going to ask you guys, I got to see if I can grab a different pen, or I could type it in my phone here, but we'll break here in a second. But I'll ask you guys, what are your September goals? If you're leading your team, to grow, right? What do you want to control and get onto them reports, right? How many hires do you need in September? How many codes do you need in September? How many submitting agents do you need? And what's going to be your ALP number you're going to shoot for in September? And this is a team number. Also a personal production goal you want to have for yourself to lead from the front. So this is a lot of this stuff though is like codes this month. Yeah, you may need 5 codes a month, but you're not going to get 5 codes this month because last month you don't have that. So what are you going to get in September realistically? And then we got to figure out what we need so that we can build and grow towards all that and take a look at, how this thing is going to play out. So, stop and think for a second for yourself, for hires for September, codes, submitting agents, ALP for the team, and personal ALP. We have 4 weeks, to get that done. Also, we got to remember that September is still here. I mean, August is still here. And there's these same categories that some of us still need to clean up in August. Like some of us still need to get some hires for August to wrap up August. Some of us still need to get some codes to send for August. This is the last month of August. The theme for this week is everybody's submitting. The theme for this week is put some paint where it ain't week. Okay. So make sure that your number, whatever your submitting agent number is they get it. ALP wise, the way you coach up this week for ALP is just use the party and make sure everybody qualifies for the party. So whatever number they need, just make sure we go get it. Whatever number they need, make sure we're coaching them up towards it. I don't care if my agent needs $7,000 and it's Thursday today. Guess what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, hey, look, here's what you need. You need 10. You're at 3. So you still need what? 7. We need to get 7. I'm not going to, if it's 7, oh no, it's too big. I'm not going to show them and I'm not going to believe in them. I'm not going to coach them. I'm not going to push them to it if they say they want it. Please don't be the coach that sees a big goal and doesn't even mention it. Oh man, they're way behind. They wrote $3,000 in 3.5 weeks. How the heck are they going to write $7,500 a week? Don't start telling yourself that stuff. That's what agents say. Leaders are taking people to the promised land. How did that happen? How did that person in the last half a week write $6,000 in 3 days? How did that baseball team score no runs all game? They're down 5-0 and they come back in the bottom of the 9th. How'd that happen? It happens all the time because of leadership. Does that make sense? Right? Because of leadership. Believe me, if the team was thinking, we didn't score no runs the whole game, they're smashing us, it's 5-0, it's the bottom of the 9th, we got 3 outs. 3 outs. I mean, literally, I hit the ball, boom, we're out. Guy strikes out, we're out. Fly ball, we're out. Boom, game over. It could be just like, or everybody rallies up and they have to spend all their energy and they muster up all this energy and they go freaking crazy. And that's how the unthinkable happens, is when you got to think of it first. The impossible happens. That's when all that happens. So just whatever their number is, we gotta, number one, show it to them, believe in it, be willing to expend the energy and pour out the energy that it's going to take to get it done. And we also have to have a really serious game plan to execute it, as well. We can't just throw the ball up in the end zone and hope somebody catches it. We got to have a game plan and execute the 2-minute drill. This is the 2-minute drill in football, right? There's 2 minutes left in the game. They're spiking the ball. Everybody's running around trying to get out of bounds, calling timeouts, right? We're going to have to be moving a little bit quicker here, but you can get the job done. You can get it done. So on these numbers, okay, before this is, I mean, we all know them, but I want to make sure we know them. So on the numbers, it's 5,000 ALP per hire per week. So if you're hiring, if you go back and you're like, yeah, I've been getting about, Reich, how many hires you've been getting per week? I don't know. But if Reich's been getting about 3 hires per week, then his team should be doing 3 times 5,000. His team should be doing what? 15,000 a week right now. Okay. If you're getting 10 hires a week, you're doing about 50,000 a week in production. That's just the way that a numbers shake out. Now, there might be teams that get 8 hires a week to do 50,000, and there's probably teams that get 15 hires a week to do 50,000. But the average is 10 hires a week. You're going to do 50,000. Now, if you want to switch the hires to codes, it's this. Ready? Whatever you code per month, times it by 5, you're going to be doing that per week in production. So, Mason, you've been a leader for how long now? Ryan, you guys been in leadership now, right? You go back, let's say we got July, let's say June, July, August, 3 months. How many people have you coded per month and added to your team? If you added 1 person per month, that's why you're probably at maybe 5,000 a week, you and your squad. If you've been adding 2 people a month, that's why you might be creeping right around. You're getting up to probably around 10,000 a week in production. So I don't care. You could say whatever you want. You know what's going to happen. Everybody from September 1st, okay, until the end of the month, it's like September 30th or whatever, 31st. I don't know how many days. September 1st to the end of the month. You know what everybody's going to do, Matt Hunsberger, Marvin? What are they going to do? Everyone's going to talk. I'm going to call clients. I'm going to talk to clients. I'm going to get on the Zoom. I'm going to do some interviews. You're going to talk to this person. You're going to talk to this person. Everybody talk. In the middle of all this talking, somebody needs to be a leader and make sure the numbers get on the report. We got to make sure the numbers get on the report. Or else you're going to end up at the end of the year, 3-4 months are going to go by. And where you're at the end of the year is going to be 100% determined upon the results that we got on these reports. What did the August report say for hires and codes and submitting agents? It should grow. So check it out. Let's just use an example. I don't know. I don't even really have, maybe we could use Reich. Let's use Reich. Okay. All right, Reich. So how many people you got on your team, right now, submitting agents? Is that 7?
6 right now, but after the code that we send, it'll be 7.
7. So, okay, perfect. All right. So how many codes did you have this month?
2.
2. So Reich started with 5. He added 2 codes this month, so he's going to end at 7 on their team, right? So how many codes are you going to get in September?
6.
6 codes in September.
Yeah.
I don't believe it.
I'll bet anything. 6 codes.
You'll bet anything.
I'm putting my money where my mouth is. I have 6 codes in September.
All right. I'll bet you $50.
$50.
Yeah. You could do 50 push-ups though, if you want. I just won't be able to. So
okay.
I got to practice my one-arm push-ups now. So yeah. All right. So, this is a different situation. He's getting 6, right? So he had 6. Let's use it though. He had 6 to his 7. So next month, you're submitting agents to go from 7 to what? To 13.
13.
To 13. Now, how many hires are you going to get next month?
The plan is 40, but I hope I want to get 40 for myself, just a GA team. Oh, I want to get 20 hires next month.
20. All right, that's 5 a week, right? If he
Yeah.
gets, this is what you figure out. If he gets 5 hires a week, okay, then he's probably going to end up getting how many codes the following month? About 5 codes, right? So he says, I'm going to get these 20 hires in September. He's going to get 5 codes in when? October. So now his 13 is going to grow by 5. And that's going to go to 18 in October. Now in October, if we keep the same system up, 20 hires a month in October, then he should have 5 people coming in November, put you at what, like 23?
Yeah.
And then you do another 5 in or another 20 hires in November. You should have 5 more coming in December. You could potentially be to what? What would that equal? 28? About 28 people by the end of the year. Let's say some of them are submitting, some of them aren't submitting. Out of the 28 people, 20 of them are submitting. Okay. 20 people submitting business at an average of 1,500 ALP. Because remember, some people are just putting a little bit of paint where it ain't. Some of them just got a head start for the week, but good job. You coached them up. Some people sold at ADB. That's all they could sell for the week was the ADB. One, hey, better than the 0, better than a goose egg. So you got some, but then you got some people being heroes. They're turning in 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 12,000. And you average it out, you average maybe 1,500 a rep. Those 20 reps doing 1,500 will get you about what? $30,000 a week in production. Right? Based upon what we built right there. Now, if you check it out though, he also has been averaging about what? 5 hires a week. And he's averaging about 5 codes a month. And if you do the math on that, that should get you what? About 25,000 a week in production. And what we just figured out right here is you should, by the end of the year, have a good solid 20 people getting you around $30,000 a week in production. Minimum will be 25. So if you do every time, this is how I want you to plan this out for yourself right now too. So Ryan, think about it for you. Mason, think about it for you, right? Matt Jans, think about it for you. Marissa, think about it for you. Think about it. How many people do you have on your team right now? How many codes are you going to get in September? That's going to get you to wherever you're going to, you could be at 1, you're going to add 2, you're going to be at 3. So we're at 3 by the end of September. Well, how many hires do you plan on getting in September, guys? What's your number? How many hires do you plan on getting? Mason, 10, 8, 12. What do you think?
I'm gonna say I want to get 8.
So you get 8 hires in September, okay? And then you already know you're going to add whoever you're going to add because that's already done. Whoever we're going to code in September has already pretty much been hired. Those are going to come from July and August hires. So they're already here. So you pretty much know right now who you're going to code in September, right, guys? Everybody knows that. So think about that. Think about them adding on to your squad, okay? And think about this for a second. Where the hell were you a year ago?
Back in Pittsburgh.
Did you have a team?
I was working at a protein bar factory.
Yeah, dude. He was getting up at 5:30 in the morning, driving an hour, and he had to be there by 7:30. He was leaving at 6:30 to be at work by 7:30 an hour, this dude, right? So I'm just saying, think about where you were a year from now. Even if you're here and you got one person on your team, better than the team you had last year, right? What a great place to start. Because all this is, you know what today is? Today's the first day of the rest of your life. Congratulations on that. You know? But anyways, so today's just the beginning. Like, this is the start. Everything we do now is whatever we do moving forward. I can't control what the hell happened in the past anyways. I can't even control that. So it's exciting is everything we do from now moving forward is the beginning. This is the beginning. So you're starting right now with this. This is the starting point from what we build upon. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Not a bad place to start. You know, I think Melissa, you know, I got handed out on Monday. She just got her 1 year anniversary. Like, she only been here for a year. And I think Christina has maybe 10 months, maybe just 10 months. It's crazy. So, anyways, let me get back on track here. Oh, so we were planning out the submitting agents for you and the growth of your team based upon the hires and then the codes that we should have coming in. So think about, you know, how many hires you're going to get in September. If Mason has how many subs right now? You, Mo, Sean, pretty much, right? We're not counting Gabby, right? So he got him, Mo, and Sean. He got 3. Okay. Let's say in September, we're going to add 2 people. So he'll be at 5. If he gets 8 hires in September, guys, how many people is Mason going to have coming in October?
13.
No.
Okay, no. So once again, if Mason gets 8 hires in September, how many people should he have start in October? 2, right? So he's going to add 2. So your 5 is going to go to 7. Now in October, if Mason does another 8 hires, then he'll have 2 people starting in November. So the 7 will go to 9. And if you keep up 8 hires, then the 9 will go to 11 in December. You add 2 more in December, and you have got to 11. Out of those 11, you'll probably have 7 submitting. And if 7 people are submitting 1,500, how much is that, guys? About 10,000. And remember, if you do 2 hires a week, what should your team be doing? About 10,000. If you do 2 codes a month, Mason's going to grow by 2. What's his team should be doing? About 10,000, right? So everybody should go through this for you. Now you might go through that pattern. I've done it with myself and manager. Like, let's say I did that same exercise with Austin. And I was like, Austin, we're going to grow by 2. At the end of the year, Austin, you're going to have 11 people. She might be like, ooh, that sucks. I don't want to be at 11. I want to be at 40. I'm saying, okay. Well, now we know, at least we know, like, if we stay on this path, this is where we're going to be. And it would be sad that if she thought, though, that she was going to be at 40, but she got 2 hires and expected to be at 40, at the end of the year, she's going to be very disappointed. Right? So let's see where we're trending if you do these numbers, because now we planned it all out. And if you like where that number gets you, if you like it puts you at 20 subs by the end of the year, you know, if you like that number, then the next thing we have to do, guys, is we got to get those numbers on this report. We got to make sure we get those 8 hires, make sure we get those 2 codes a month, and then make sure everybody is submitting business on a weekly basis. And that's just coaching, culture, systems, and all that kind of stuff to make sure people are in training, are submitting business. And the ALP takes care of itself. Should take care of itself. So I don't know. Does anybody got any questions on some of this stuff that we went over here? Is this making sense a little bit?
Yes, sir.
With the Head Start, don't the parents have to have that amount of insurance also?
No. No.
Parents, there is regulation.
I sign them up all the time.
Anything over.
Parents or grandparents tell her, because she probably doesn't know your grandparents, so she doesn't know that.
Grandparents, what about the grandparents?
They can buy head starts for the grandkids.
Oh, yeah. That's a huge thing, guys. These grandparents can buy head starts for the grandkids. I mean, I hope we all know that, right? You know, you definitely, I mean, because I sit down with a grandparent, they're like 65. I show them the rates. They're like, holy cow, for 30 grand, it's this much money. I'm like, yeah, look, if you were 3, how much it would have cost you. You got any 3? You got any grandkids? Boom. And it sells itself. I can't tell you how many times I've driven all the way out to the person's home and I pitch them on the freedom of choice certificate. They're 70 years old, 67. I pitch them on the freedom of choice. They don't buy. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, they're at least paying for my gas money. And I sell them a head start.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So, so anyways, hopefully that was helpful stuff. Any questions on the numbers, projections, all that stuff? No? Okay. If you do, let me know. That's the leadership side. The manager, here's what the manager has to do. The manager has to make sure that we're always recruiting, training, hire, we call it recruit, train, develop,
Repeat.
retention,
Repeat.
goes recruit, train, motivate, put business back on the books. That's the 4 orders. Like if you're a manager and you need to manage a situation, you need to manage your week, you need to manage your day. Okay. Make sure you manage those 4 in that area. So if I'm like, dude, I need to make sure my day's set up. I need to make sure my week's set up. I need to manage my day. I would start by managing and making sure the recruiting. Number 1, we recruit. Number 2, do I got my training down? Number 3, is there good motivation going on? And number 4, am I putting business back on the books? So I got really good news on Tuesday. I got good news, guys. The company has changed a lot for reinstatements. Ashley would love this. Actually, this is when I was thinking Ashley would be fired up about this, man. So, hey, we'll end on something great. This is probably the biggest news for reinstatements that has ever come out is what they said. Mike Laramie got on the call and he was like so excited about this. He was like, this is the biggest news for reinstatements ever. So where did I put my notes on that? Did I type it in here? Oh, here we go. I took pictures. I took screenshots of the thing as well. So here's the enhancements that they're going to add for reinstatements. Okay. Number 1, they created an access database that stores and manages all the data, and it's easy to navigate. So basically, when you have a question on a reinstatement, it's going to be like, you're going to be able to pull it up and they're going to be able to tell you everything that's going on with it. Okay, it was submitted on this date. It's currently here. This is what's going on with this. So before, they didn't have this. There was like 3 different departments and they all had to like communicate. There's processing, underwriting, and policy issue. So now that they're going to be able to communicate easily with that. Second thing is email communication. So they created an automated email. It's going to come out every Tuesday and Thursday, and it's going to communicate reinstatements. So any reinstatement that's in the bin, like it's being worked on, it's going to say if it needs any more information and all that. So they're going to increase communication Tuesday and Thursday emails on this. And the reason they're doing this, guys, is because if you've done a reinstatement or anything, it's been taking a long time to get them done. And it's not just us. It's just the underwriting the underwriting team had to train new people and staff up. And also some of the systems were old. So a combination of like not the most effective systems and not having enough staff was causing that. So now underwriting submissions, when you would submit your stuff, the policy issue team would have to take it physically over to the underwriters and hand it to them. Now it's going to be all electronic. It's going to decrease the process time. And they're going to create what's called an escalation process for any outstanding request over 10 days. So let's say that you submitted for a reopen or a reinstatement, but the underwriters needed something and it's been 10 days and they never got it. They're going to start doing what's called an escalation process. And here's what the escalation process is going to do is they're going to contact you from that point, 5, 10, and 20 days, again, contacting you, requesting this information. If it's not received 20 days at that point, they're going to stop the reopen. They're going to close the file. Okay. So they're going to be trying to move faster on these. That's phase 2 enhancements. If you submit a reinstatement, let's see here, and they request information, they would normally keep it open for 60 days. Now they're only going to keep them open for 30 days because they're going to be requesting them a lot more. Forms. So all the forms that we're using for reopens and reinstatements, if you've done them, they're kind of older looking and outdated. So they're coming up with new forms that should be completed by 9/17. And they're going to be electronical, fillable forms. So they're electric ones. And what they're asking now is whenever you reopen a policy, they just want you to send up one form. Some people were sending 2 or 3 forms up to 3 or different emails. Like they send a reopen to policy issue, then they send it to underwriting, and then too much communication, too much confusion. If you get a reopen or reinstatement signed by a client, guys, okay, we all got to be putting business back on the books here. So you have 15 days to turn that into home office. Or else if you got it signed on the 1st and they don't get it till the 30th, they're not going to accept it. Okay. So make sure you're turning them in 15 days. They used to do what's called a bank pre-note for these. So, Ashley does a reinstatement. She sends all the business up. You have to get the checking account and the routing information and put it on there when you send it up. Home office, before they would even process your reinstatement, they would run it through a bank pre-note system that takes 5 days to turn around to make sure that like the bank was good. This is like a crazy system that was taking them 5 days. They just eliminated that. So now when you turn in your reinstatements, if you got your bank information on it, they're just going to run with it. They're not going to put it through that system. So it's going to save 5 days on the process. Okay, but this ain't the biggest news yet. This is the biggest and most important news is still coming, guys. And this is right here. Okay. Effective the week of 8/30. So basically starting next week, we will begin processing the premiums upon receipt, immediate draft of premium. Immediate draft of premium. You guys know what that means, right? We were set. This is Austin. This is a good one for Austin. Austin sent up a reinstatement and she's like, okay, Joe, it's $150 a month. I need your bank information, right? And then he's like, all right, good, $150 a month. He's expecting it to come out. Then he's like, but it doesn't come out until the policy gets reinstated, which is 2 or 3 months later. And they're not ready for it, this and that and another. It makes it hard. So Steve Greer said that when he was an SGA 6 years ago, he was trying to get this done and he couldn't get it done. And Mike Laramie, based upon the feedback that we've been giving him, they had to go through a legal and all kind of other stuff because it's a big company, a lot of legal things. And now we're able to process them immediately. So I think you guys know how important that is, how big of a deal that is, for us. So anytime you guys do a reinstatement or reopen, when you send that up and you got the bank information on there, make sure it's correct and everything, but let the client know they're going to start drafting their account immediately now. Okay.
Yes.
Which is a big difference than before. Huge, right? All right. Well, hey, I mean, we don't have any fireworks for today. But for Mike Laramie, he was literally like a kid on this call. He's the head of retention. So for him, that was like the coolest thing to happen all year, so so it's exciting stuff. And they're going to discontinue a lot of the manual letter communication, and a lot of stuff is just going to be done through emails now. So that's all the new and up and coming and exciting stuff on as far as retention goes and putting business back on the books. So recruit, train, motivate, and manage the business on the books, get the business back on the books. That's the motto. If we could, guys, let's just, I know it's so long, but I'm not going to see you guys. I'm going to be gone. I got to get this. I can't even think about it. I got to get this surgery Monday. I'm going to be out. So that's why I want to spend a little bit more time with you guys today. And because, I want to get a jump start on September. And if we can get our goals in front of us now, and then the key with these goals is when we put them down is keep these numbers in front of you all month long, every day, all day. Keep them in front of you, keep them on your desk. I write them on my desk calendar and I put them on my desk calendar. So you guys know how I use a desk calendar. I keep it on it. So let's go through, and if I could get everybody to let's just say what you're going to have for September for hires codes, submitting agents. Let me grab a pen here real quick.
Did you get all those? Yeah. Codes, hires, that's. ALP.
For your team. All right, let's get some goals here. We'll go with the virtual and then we'll head to the office. So Lisa, I think we already went over yours yesterday, right? But what were they again? Hires, codes, submitting agents, and ALP.
Hiring was 3, codes was 1, submitting agents was 4.
That was for the week, right? That was for this week?
Oh, I thought you were talking about for the month.
For the month of September.
Right.
Yeah.
3
Okay.
hires, 1
Okay.
code, and 4 submitting agents.
Got you. All right. And ALP for the team?
I don't know. Let's just go with 10,000.
10,000 for, that would be, so you would have 4 subs. One of them would be a code. So you really got 3 people maybe writing some business for the month.
Right.
For 4 weeks. You can't do 10,000 in 4 weeks with 3 people.
Okay.
You do the math on that would mean that you guys are averaging 2,500 a week. And that would mean you guys are doing 800 ALP each per week. Is that your goal? I think people are going to quit if they do that.
All right, let's cut it in half to 5,000.
5,000 for a month?
You said 10,000 was too high.
No, I said it's too low.
Oh, that's why I was like, what are you talking about?
No, you got to think you got 3 people, to do 10,000 a month. That's like $3,000 each for a month, which is like 800 a week each ALP per person.
Okay,
So
I've got a new team, so that's why I got to stick with my 10,000. I'm sorry.
All right. So
Because my team is new.
10K out of what personal production. Then what are you going to do in personal production out of that?
My personal production is I'm shooting for 10K myself.
Okay, all right, so you're gonna do 10K and then the team's gonna do 10K. So that'll be a total of 20K.
Yes.
Got you. Okay, that makes sense there. That makes sense.
Okay.
All right, nice. We'll go to Marissa.
So I'm planning on getting 8 hires next month, 2 codes. It would be 1 total submitting agent for next month then, because Q is coming out of training. And then total ALP, you're talking about for the whole month, for the whole team, correct?
Mhm.
I would say 15K.
All right. And out of that 15, how much are you gonna do?
10.
All right. So you'll do 10 and you'll probably say Q will do 5, something like that.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously your goals are more, but I know that's like a good commitment. So submitting agents, we'll say 2 because you and Q count. So
Okay, got you.
You always count for a submitting agent for your team as well.
Okay.
All right, so good. You get them 8 hires, get your 2 codes. Well, if you get 2 codes next month, oh, yeah, okay, then you'll be able to grow your submitting agents from you and Q to really be at 4 by the end of the month, right?
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah.
So you'll be starting with 2 you and Q, but then you'll add 2 codes, so you could really be at 4 by the end of the month.
Okay.
Okay. That's doubling down. How about we'll stay on the screen, Mr. Ellis.
So my goal is to do 8 hires for the month as well. And so that'd be like 2 codes. And
Well, the 2 codes, those would be are coming in. Like, you already have 2 codes for the month ready to go. Do you know who they're going to be?
I do have, I should have 2 codes coming in. So
Okay.
my submitting agent count would just be 3, myself included.
All right.
And for the month, like ALP, I'd say the goal would be 20K.
20K, all right. And that's for the whole team?
Yeah, I figure I could do at least 12 to 15 and then have 2 new guys get the other 5 to 8.
All right. All right. So let's say for you then 15K as your personal number, and
Yep.
then 20K for the team number. We got Ashley and Austin. You want to go Ashley first? What will be your goal for the month? I know you're going for something big. She's going to blow everybody out of the water.
Let's go, girl. We talked about this last night.
What was it, Austin? What was your goal?
We'll let her say it.
Oh, 50?
50 for September. 50K. Huge. That's 50K in personal production. Right?
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go, gang. We should have had Ashley go first, because then everybody else is going to start saying bigger numbers. Way to set the tone. That's awesome. And then, for your squad, Austin, what were the hire code submitting agent number you guys had?
Hires were 10 hires per week.
That's 40 a month.
I know. I'm not backing down from this. We already have the system in place. And so, so maybe since it's not fully, like, we're halfway there for the week, maybe saying like 27 or something like that.
27. All right. I like 27. That's a good number.
I like
All right.
27.
27. That's basically 7 hires a week, pretty much. How many people are you going to code next month and add to the team?
1, 2.
Ben and Chase will be this month.
Mhm.
Next month will be.
We've got 1, 2, 3, at least 5 to 7, Cause we're getting 3 hires that are already licensed.
Okay, hey, that's another way to cheat the system, licensed hires. That's another way to pump up your numbers. And then supervisor, SA, I said SA, submitting agents, not supervisor, submitting agents is what?
And then about 7, 8.
I'm asking you, you're asking me?
Wait, what? Are we talking about how many submitting agents we're gonna be adding?
How many?
Or how
submitting
many
agents-
total will be on the team?
Yeah, total submitting agents for the month of September. Yeah.
Okay. We'll probably be at, by the end of September, 9.
All right. You got it. So you're gonna add 5, be at 9. ALP for the month then?
I want to get to 50K a week, but realistically, Ryan hasn't said what his commit is yet. I could say what I think it will be, but I don't want to talk for him. I know mine is realistically with the recruiting and everything. I want to commit to 7K a week.
7K a week?
Mhm.
In personal or team?
Person.
Personal. Okay. All right. Well, 7
So
times 4 is what? 28?
Yeah, and then if you add that to Ashley's 50, that's 78. And I know the guys are really shooting for 5K a week as far as Ben and Chase. So that's 10, 20, 30, 40. So that puts us at 118. And Ryan hasn't said his yet.
Okay. So, 118 without Ryan. Some big numbers here, girl. You want to put a commitment on that? You want to?
Yeah, it's 5. Ashley's packing 50 of that. The guys are 5K. I don't think that's realistically, I don't think that's hard to do. If we have systems and stuff in order and we're consistent with it, like you said, little bit by bit by bit adds up to, making it happen.
Yeah.
They can do 5K in a day.
Let's go. So
you got me sold. You got me sold. I just want to make sure that's going to be the commit. All right. So we got 118 so far, and then we'll add Ryan on there and see what it comes up to. So why don't we just jump over to Ryan real quick? Ryan, what would be your goal for hires just from your, team, you and your squad?
Well, mine pretty much line up with Austin's because we do everything together. But I do want to shoot for 40 a month as well. But I think I'm going to start with next month with 20. And then I have 2 people that are coming in that should be coded next month. So then that would put my team. Well, I guess I think that Ben and Chase are both going to get coded underneath me too, if I'm not mistaken. So that would put us at 5 submitting agents.
Perfect. Good way to plan it out. And then ALP would be, you want to say, what do you want to do with those 5 submitting agents as a team? And then what do you want to do personally?
She's saying that, 5K a week for them. I guess the new ones coming in, I would lower it a little bit to maybe, 2,000 a week for them, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then myself next month, I want to do at least 15. Just with I'm trying to find the whole balance of the recruiting, training, and writing business. It's been a little bit of a struggle, but I'm gonna get it together.
You'll find it. It's in there. So 15 a personal, and then if Chase and Ben do 20 each, and then you got your new person doesn't start till halfway through the month and stuff like that. I would count on maybe 4K from a new person, 4K from another new person, 8K total. Ben and Chase, let's count them in for, they want to do 20 for the month each. That'd be 40 plus that'd be 48. Maybe count them for maybe 30 out of that 48 from your team. And then you do 15. So you could do about 45 potentially from you, 15 from you, 45 from the squad. I think from Austin, if you wanted to just put like a commitment down as a safe number, put some of these new people, some variables and stuff. Like if you guys can do at least 100,000 as your commitment from the team for the month, that'd be a great solid situation. And then your goals can be a lot more than that, So solid one there. We'll stay in Hollywood Squares. We'll go to Christina.
Okay, 3 hires a week, 12 hires for the month, 1 code coming in, but she's not going to start till the second training class of September. So I'm not going to count her for submitting agent. So 3 submitting with me, Gina, and Jack, 25,000 personal production, 37 with the team.
Awesome. Way to have your numbers ready to rock, and it all lines up and makes sense. And let's keep going then. How about Faith?
Hello. Okay, so I was thinking 8 hires, 2 codes, 5 submitting agents, including myself. I would do 15K personal, and then the team would do 40.
Solid $10,000 a week situation right there.
That makes sense?
Yes, makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. And I don't know. I was looking yesterday. I got you a birthday gift, and it's just hasn't come in the mail yet for a minute. So take a look today if it's not there. I mean, if you guys can look, let me know in the office. Tell Edgar. I'll tell Edgar again. But I was there yesterday. I was hoping it would be in. But anyways, keep an eye on that.
Thanks.
Yes. I couldn't wait to give it to you. We'll keep staying on that. How about Matt Jans?
All right. So help me out if you need me to. But right now, my team, I've got 5. So I'm going to have 2 codes coming in September. And I've got 1 that just passed his test. So that should be 3 codes in September. And then I want to commit 8 hires. So I've already got those 3 codes. And then ALP for the team, including those, including the new codes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta think like a new code might not start till the end and only do up 1,000 or something.
They're all personal.
For submitting agents though, real quick, is that 5 including the 3 codes?
No.
Okay, so you have 5 plus the 3 codes. So you'll be adding 3 on top of 5. You could be at 8.
Well, so me, Andreas, Angel, it's 3, then Juan, that's 4, and then Beck, he's going to be a code, Marcus, and Josh. So 4 plus 3. So
got you.
Yes.
Gotcha. So 7's your number, man.
Yes.
Submitting agents.
Yes.
All right, pretty solid there, Matt Jans. 7 subs, brother. And then submitting agents. ALP.
ALP between all of us, I wanted to say 40,000, which would be, about 1,400, 1,300 each, including myself. But I want to commit 15,000 for the month myself.
Awesome. What I will tell you guys that have these personal production numbers here is I'm like, if Marissa does 10,000, team's going to do 15,000. If Ryan does 15,000, his team's going to come through and they're going to do the rest. They're going to do the other 4. They're going to hit 45,000. So a lot of these team numbers, I feel like if we lead from the front and just hit this personal production, it makes up a portion of the numbers, but also it just inspires people to crush it. So I think we got everybody virtually. Okay. If you guys want to stay on, you can definitely stay on and listen to what everybody's doing. But if you want to hop off, feel free to hop off, guys. It's going on, pretty much wrapping up the meeting here. So I don't want you guys to be on for no reason. So feel free to hop off. Won't take anything. I appreciate you guys' time. Keep these numbers in front of you. Make sure you keep them in front of you. Let me know if I can do anything to help you achieve these numbers and knock them out of the park. Okay. But I'm going to slide over to the office now. And looks like Vince, you're manning it up there. So we'll start with the essays and then we'll go to the GA.
All right, Jake Batts here. I'll initiate us real quick in the room. So right now we're going to be moving towards 3 codes for September.
10 hires. We're gonna go from 3 to 6 submitting agents and a total of 30,000, 15 for me and then 15 from the team.
All right. Solid. We'll stay with the essays, I guess. So we'll go, how about Dalton and then maybe Pat?
Yeah, so it was, my numbers on it. So is, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, it's one code, 6 hires, 4 submitting agents, 30K team month ALP and 12K personal ALP.
All right. Solid, solid. So you're at like 3 right now, and you're gonna add 1?
Yeah, I'm gonna, yeah, I have one, yep.
All right, nice, nice. And we got Pat. Did you get a new haircut, Pat?
Yeah, I did actually.
He got a Ricardo. Where'd he go?
No, I went someplace down where I live.
Okay.
I don't do this Ricardo. Everyone talks about it.
Ricardo's the man.
That's right.
Look at your boy, I got cleared up.
All right, but I'm getting 8 hires this month, 2 codes, 3 submitting agents. So with myself, that would be 4, and then 15K personal production and 30K as a team.
Awesome. Awesome. Pat, what size shoe you wear?
12 and a half.
All right, cool.
What? Don't worry about it.
Hunsberger, let's go to Matt.
So Tommy, we're gonna get 5 codes.
All right.
Next month, we'll commit to 20 hires as a team. We're currently at 7 submitters. We're gonna add 1 at the end of this month. And then we're gonna add at least 3 for next month. So we should be at 11 submitters by next month. Our team's gonna do 80K ALP. And then I'm gonna drop 15K personal.
All right. How much can you bench press, Matt?
I haven't touched the bench probably since college, so I have no idea.
Let's go. 135, baby.
All right, Marvin, we'll do Marvin.
Yeah, so it's gonna be 8 hires for 2 codes. And we'll be at a submitting agent count of 4. And ALP for the month will be 28. I'll commit 20 of that myself.
Wow. All right. All right. Marvin, what's your 40 time?
That's like, all right.
What's my what?
What's your 40 time?
40 yards.
I have no idea.
40 seconds.
All right, we got Reich. I think Reich, we already kind of went over this, but I didn't get a chance to write them all down. What was your hire code sub?
So we will do 20 hires, guaranteed. Then we'll guarantee 6 codes. With we're gonna shoot for 67,000 ALP from 28 from Marvin, 32 from Faith, which will put us at 60. And then I want to be generous. I want to shoot for 12K myself personal. But worst comes to worst, I want to guarantee a minimum of 7. I want to give you a number I couldn't hit. Then after that, our submitting agents will turn to 13. And I want my leadership count to grow by 1.
Oh, great. Okay. And who's that going to be?
It's going to be Shayla for sure.
Gotcha. 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 And Reich, what's your mile? What's your time on the mile right now?
Like my fastest mile, like if I did a mile, I haven't ran in a month.
Not what your fast right now. What's your mile now?
Probably like a 7:30.
7:30. Okay. All right. You got to get that up, man. It's too
I
slow.
swear, I'm consistent with it. I could do like 10 of them at 7. No, I mean not 7:30. I could do like 10 at 10 minutes though.
That's solid. That's solid.
A minute off. Yeah.
Is anybody, we missing anybody? No,
Casey events.
Casey, do you want it from me or?
I already
You
got,
got-
I already got their numbers from the MGA call. So yeah, got all that. Yeah.
15, 2, 6, 30, 12K personal.
So keep these numbers in front of you guys and let me know if you got any questions on this stuff. Okay, want to help you get this done. All right, great job. Great job. Thanks for your time.
Thank you for your time.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Sir, hey, stay blessed and stay safe during your procedure.
Thanks, man. Well, it's not till Monday. So you guys know if you guys want to go to the club on Saturday, that group's coming and they're gonna be with me. So they're staying at my house and shit. So if you
Is it
guys come-
afterthought then? Is Ryan gonna be here?
No, it's just Dan Kelly. And then that Dubs, DVBBS. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I'm gonna have to come see Dan, man. We went to Point Park together.
Yeah,
I told him he's gonna be a superstar.
yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's their photographer and he's the photographer for Taylor Gang.
Right.
So
What's up, man?
come out to the club on Saturday, all right?
No doubt.
We're getting out of here. See ya.
Appreciate it, Tommy.